Oh, hello. You know, I don't trust that this looks very real anymore. For some reason, something has just happened. Nothing specific has actually happened, it's just that the mirror has told me something that I didn't realize. Perhaps it was the loss of the hairs along the front line. Now all these lines are very, very visible. I don't like it at all. I'm about to walk into a courtroom now, perhaps face some media, because I'm going to confront my local government who have fined me for not paying for a parking ticket, even though I had. Well, I'd paid for the one next to it. There was an app that they wanted me to get, and it said on the sign, use PayStay, and then insert this number. And it took me a long time to fill it out. My phone ran out of credit and batteries and so on and so forth. And so I had to run around on the way to, well, it was a hairdresser back in December 2017. Can you believe it? It's 8 months later now they're taking me to court. Well, I opted to go to court rather than pay them the $79. So this morning I'm missing class as well. Just to try to fight the system, old chap. The devastating thing is, my front hairline appears to have become rather spurious. And so therefore I'm reluctant to go out there and show my face like this on the news channels or whatnot, given that I am in fact fighting the entire app system. Because you intend to pay with money, that's how things are paid for. But not with this parking system. You need to have the app. That means you need to carry around a portable ordinator, a computer system of some sort, and perhaps a phone if you have batteries and credit for data. And I don't think this should be a prerequisite for parking your car. What's more, the app charges you 29 cents when it reminds you that it's due for you to go back and pay some more, or just to press the button to repay again. 29 cents for that button to send you the notification. That was not given to me, that information, as I was clicking the settings. It was only later on, because of this court case, that I discovered it in my list of fees. Now, if I'd had that not swept set on, I could have set the timer on my watch. The same effect would have applied, but it would not have cost me money. 29 cents times 100,000 cars a day, that's $29,000, and multiplied out through 365 days of the year, that's $10,585,000. Now that is enough money to buy the gentleman a shovel who decided this should be law, so they can start digging $10 million worth of parking spaces for us, so that we don't have to continue this shambolic and, quite honestly, Dark Ages ritual of paying for buttons to be pressed and so on and so forth, paying for parking. So we've got to play musical chairs, but we've got to pay the money, and that is our motivation to keep it moving, to get out of the way, keep it moving, or lose more money, or be fined as well as paying the fee. Now I think 4 million people in this city would probably have about 4 million cars. I'm counting in the children who are less than 1 year old in that count. And yet I'm still saying, let's say that we've got 4 million cars in the city. Now, if you think about the people who go to the CBD and other such places where parking is a problem, then one might consider that we could in fact build enough infrastructure to accommodate all cars in this entire city, given that the crust of the earth is 100 kilometers deep before we hit the mantle. Now that's a lot of real estate below us, 100,000 meters of real estate beneath our feet right now. And instead of jackhammering a road open, as we have been for the last 100 or more years, we look at Paris from 400 years ago and see these deep cavernous sewerage systems which one can walk through. And one must ask oneself, why the fuck would one pave the roads and have two-dimensional stop signs and pedestrians crossing in with cars that can kill them, and people have to be following laws to stop them from drink driving, and most of the emergency services are dedicated to dealing with roads and road-related issues. When really, if we all just had a freight carrier, a freight container each to sit in with chandeliers, a nice glass of port, a large plasma screen and toilets and showers and whatnot, then this freight container could be moved around at 2,000 kilometers per hour, underground, all the north to south roads, 30 to 60 meters below sea level, all the east to west roads, 90 to 100 meters below sea level, and then simply use ramps to connect them so that you can turn a corner without having to stop before you reach your destination. And of course one wouldn't be driving and steering this thing, no, of course not. It would be monitored and moved around with barcodes or GPS, whatever else, this conveyor system, which would be moving all traffic, no chance of a collision, all around, with other tunnels that are fully accessible by maintenance worker and robots to deal with plasma, home shopping, sewerage, garbage disposal, electricity, gas, water. And one must not jackhammer open a road or send technicians up a pole to try to fix electrical cables and so on. It would all be dealt with smoothly once and forever. And so I must ask the question, who approves things such as charging 29 cents for a little reminder bell to go off in one of these apps? And when I click on the geolocation button, that is supposed to tell me which parking spaces I'm probably at, and it tells me there's Lonsdale Street 1, Lonsdale Street 2 and Lonsdale Street 3. If I randomly guess one and I don't look at this long string of numbers because I've never used the app before and the time is running out on my phone and I've got to get to the hairdressing appointment quickly, that's why I quickly drove in there, parked the car, ran out, tried to pay, couldn't. Then I had to go through the rigmarole of buying an extra cable, asking the hairdresser to please charge my phone for me, buying extra credit, $50 worth or whatnot. You know, it's all too much. And the forms they asked me to do, rifling through my bag, trying to find my driver's license, running back up to my car, looking at the registration plate, writing this down, filling out their silly form. And I paid twice. And my fine was issued, $79 fine, which is going to cost me less than this court case is going to cost me. I'm going to a $12,000 acting course now. And I have to miss today, and it's going to inconvenience other students and staff there as well, including myself, and I'll be behind. And it's very difficult, full-on course, that it's going to take quite a lot to catch up. But I'm going to do this because I want to improve society, and I think it's the court's responsibility to crack down on these people, even though it is the government. And if we were to fine them, then we'd be fining taxpayers. So who do we fine? We track down the individuals who actually came up with approving these rules, who instigated the app, who approved the 29 cents that every single driver has probably got set on by default. Of course I want a reminder when it's about to run out. I don't be charged 29 cents for an alert bell to go off though from the app. That's ridiculous. That's like charging somebody for the phone call plus the fee for the sound that the phone makes when it rings. Would you like the phone to make a noise when it rings? That'll be an extra 29 cents per call. No. So this kind of silliness has got to stop. So I think we could easily track down the individuals who are responsible for that and hand them a shovel, take their job away from them. They're obviously irresponsible with the welfare of the society they're made to look after. Give them a shovel and tell them to start digging out parking spots. Give us $10 million worth of parking spaces, please. That's what you owe per every year that people have been paying your silly fee. And take your children's Mercedes away from them and take them out of that expensive college, and take their houses away from them, liquidate all their assets, because where did that money come from? It came from the $10 million a year that people are paying so that a little bell can go off on their phone alarms whenever their parking time is up. Let's not continue with the silliness of having to deal with ridiculous rules and regulations to accommodate stupid people who are in charge. Get rid of apostrophes in the word pizzas. It's just stupid. Have some sort of policing going on for the things that matter.